Okay, tools that we use. Well, we use different languages to program our systems. Some languages, each language is good for something different. So, for example, we have a language like we have assembly language, or we have C, and those are lower level languages that are very fast. They run very close to the actual hardware, and so the advantage is the speed, the performance. The disadvantage is that it takes a long time to write your program, to develop your program, and it's very error prone because you have to think about everything when you write it. The software doesn't really do much for you. And then we have other languages that are higher level, like Java, or we have script languages, and those kind of languages are easier to develop. The time to market is much faster than with language like C. But the disadvantage is where you have an application that's real time and performance is very, very critical. You can't really write it in a language like that. And we also have different kinds of tools to measure performance of software. We have tools to develop the actual software. We have tools to design the software. We have tools to keep the software control. Software control, for example, is a tool that allows us to track changes to the software. Besides languages and tools, we also have design patterns I mentioned before. We have protocols, communication protocols. We have integration software. It allows us to easily integrate with other people's software. We have code analysis software. Code analysis tools. We have we do code walkthroughs, and we do code reviews with other people. So we have also processes. We have development. So there's a development life cycle, and we have different processes that guide us from the inception stage all the way up to end of life of a product. So those are some of the tools and concepts that we use. So typically you work with one or two different languages for a long time, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, or maybe your entire career. You might be labeled as a guru, for example, in Java or in C. But that's typically not sufficient. You have to, since you interact with your particular module has to interact with other people's code. So you must have some knowledge of the neighboring products, the neighboring technologies.